how do you get your signal through? The gift you're here to give your unique message in the face of all that stuff. So the experiment, what I did and what we found. I want to tell you a bit about experiments, first of all. So the word experiment, a test or investigation, especially one planned to provide evidence for or against a hypothesis. See, if you have a goal, you can achieve it or not. But if you set out to do an experiment, you always get a result. You always get a result. It may not be the result you wanted. It may not be the result you expected, but you learn something. You do an experiment, you learn something. Andrea and I have learned so much in the last 2 weeks just by doing an experiment. There's a phenomenon which you may or may not be aware of. I don't know if you've ever seen this image. It's called People Only See the End Result. And it's a guy juggling plates for a huge audience. But behind him on the stairs on the way up to it are all the broken plates that were smashed on the way up, right? There's a story about in the Second World War, fighter planes were coming back to the UK and they'd been shot up and lots of planes were lost during the battles over Europe. And there was a team that were looking at they were looking at planes that had holes all in them and they were looking at reinforcing them so they didn't get holes shot in them. And one young whippersnapper of an engineer said, hang on a second. He said, all those holes in the planes that made it back are a map of all the places that a plane can get shot and still not crash. So we need to reinforce all the places that don't have bullet holes in them, because all the places that don't have bullet holes in them are the places where the planes that didn't make it back got shot. And this is a well-known example from what's called survivorship bias. So, for instance, who's been, just type into the chat how long you've been following me, because this will give me a really good sense of something. Whether it's a day or a week or a month or a year or 10 years, whatever, just type how long into the chat. I really want to see. So we got 3 years, a few months from Camby, 2 months from Clara. What we got? We've got, wow, 13 years, Jillian, six years, Safia, Allison, 20 years, Jane, 3 years, Karen, 10 years, Susan, 4 years, Michaela, I always get mixed up, Michaela, 6 years, Marie, 2016, or 2016 years, if you've been with me longer than that, Greg, 18 years, Lena, 2.5 years, Mike, since my salad days, love it, 25 years, 6 years, five, okay. Now, over that time, what you've probably seen is lots of the things that I've done that has worked, but you probably haven't noticed all the things I've done that haven't worked. So some things that I did that never that there's a bunch. I created instant happiness cards. I thought they were so amazing. No one wanted to buy them. I ended up giving them away when I sold the other cards that I did because no one wanted them. So was that a good experiment? Well, here's the interesting thing. The happiness cards, even though people got them as a giveaway, I got more emails from people saying that their lives have been changed by the happiness cards than any of the other stuff that they bought. So there, Greg's got a deck right there. Right on, man. Who remembers Project Pankhurst? Anyone remember Project Pankhurst? No. The reason is I launched it. No one fucking bought it. No one was interested. I was like, oh, I once created a thing called the Awakened Business Boot Camp. And I was expecting it to like fill up on the first day, like 100 seats. 4 seats sold. I was like, oh God. But no one remembers those experiments because you tend to have survivorship bias. You tend to only see the stuff that wins. And then you think, oh, everything Jamie touches turns to gold. That's why I'm doing this experiment, believe it or not. I'll show you. I'll show you. So just out of curiosity, who type into the chat if you've bought products over the years, type into the chat some of the ones you've bought. I'd just like to see which ones you've got, maybe even off that slide. Clarity, right on. I am very grateful to all readers. Thriving Coaches Blueprint book, CCT, Thriving Coaches Blueprint, Clarity book, Thriving Coaches Clarity, Coaching Cards, Clarity and Results, Clarity in the Little Book of Results, right on cards, TCV Clarity, everything else. Yeah, I know, Greg. Books, another package with recording, right on Clarity. This is great to see. This is so cool. So why did I lead with TikTok? Let me give you a little bit of background. What I'm seeing is I need to reach the people who are uh, leading projects and programs and businesses and that sort of thing because, well, two reasons. First of all, well-being. There are going to be millions of people being made redundant, and they need to get present to the source of resilience and well-being within them, or they're going to have a rough ride. I mean, they might have a rough ride anyway, but it'll be even rougher if they don't see that. But also the people leading companies, they're dealing with these godlike technologies. They need wisdom. They need wisdom. So I need to reach them. Okay. And so I thought, well, actually, it's never been easier to do that because everyone pretty much is on some form of social media or podcast media or something like that. So, but then I was like, oh, well, that means I'm going to have to get good at that. And I've never put any time or energy into it. Plus, I don't like it. I'm like, ah, it's not for me. Plus, you got to talk in like a minute or two. And I prefer like 3 days, right? But I thought, well, that'll be a good experiment because it's just an experiment, right? So I led with TikTok because I didn't have an account. So I thought I'll set up a TikTok account. I'll do clean engagement with the algorithm. So I won't just send a bunch of people from our email list to hit things. I'll engage clean with the algorithm. I'll follow along with you guys as I'm doing it. So I'm sharing what I'm learning. Um, so if by engaging clean with the algorithm, it means I have to learn. And the thing is, we're in the age of interest media, which means it's no longer about how many followers you've got or anything like that. Someone with, I'll show you an example. Someone with very few followers can have a video that goes viral like to 1 million people, and all of a sudden they've got 15,000 followers, right? So it's about creating content and information and a signal that's aligned with who you really are that other people connect with. The other reason I led with TikTok is it's the one I'm most uncomfortable with because it's very, very short form. So 2 weeks ago, I stopped thinking about it and just started because I checked in with myself. I just really want to share this understanding. That's what I love doing. I love sharing this understanding. So it just seems like, well, this is a way to do it. This is a way to do it. So I started one rule, have to be true to myself, my signal, and my message. No compromises on that. Picked up my phone, shot a video, posted it on TikTok, then rolled it out to Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts and LinkedIn. No big strategy or plan, just get going, basically. But here's the interesting thing. Even over the last 2 weeks, I'm doing this with Andrea on my team, so he's kind of in charge of the back end. He's found AI tools. So now I record a video and then it gets sprayed out to all the other social media platforms, and all the descriptions get adjusted according to the different platform rules and that sort of thing. So it's automated. Something that would have taken a team member half a day each time has now been fully automated. It's incredible. Andrea's been with me on this since day one, researching what actually works on each platform, tracking the data, figuring out how to use AI to simplify the process, amplify the results, but still keeping the signal intact. We recognize that for me, one of my kind of best abilities is just talking to people. I'm pretty good at talking to people, so we want to keep that intact. Even 1 week in, we discovered things we wouldn't have predicted. Some of them good, some of them not so good. I'll take you through talking about what we expected versus what actually happens, things that surprised us about the platform, about ourselves, and what the data says. This is my TikTok account, and I'm not deleting anything or anything. Like when things don't perform, I'm leaving them up there because I want you guys to be able to see all the broken plates. I want you guys to be able to see the broken plates so you can see the learning process because I want to eliminate as much as possible the idea of, oh, that's easy for Jamie because he's already Jamie, but it's not the same for me. It's TikTok doesn't give a damn who I am. And People talk about the algorithm and that sort of thing, but the algorithm is just another word for what people are interested in. And so TikTok, I'm not trying to sell you on TikTok, by the way. You use whatever platforms make sense, but the same rules kind of apply. If you're not getting engagement, if people aren't interested, that sort of thing, it's because what you're putting out there hasn't connected with the right people yet. That's all it means. But yet's a big word in that respect. So, yeah, I want you to see all the broken plates so you recognize that you can do it too. Thanks for your attention. I look forward to seeing you soon.